This episode is brought to you by HelloFresh. With HelloFresh, you get farm-fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking fun, easy, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit. Have a packed schedule this fall? HelloFresh has meals covered with a weekly selection of 30-plus recipes and 70-plus convenience items, all delivered to your door. Take the stress out of mealtime with time-saving, no-fuss recipes ready in a snap. You can easily customize your meals with Hello Custom by swapping proteins or sides, upgrading to choice proteins, or even adding protein to a veggie meal. It's never been easier to eat your way, and I'm telling you, my wife and I use HelloFresh multiple times a week. It is the most efficient way. The cleanup is easy. The prep, I'm telling you, don't underestimate getting the perfect amount. There's no leftover. Things don't go bad with HelloFresh because every item that they send you, you use for every meal. So there's no leftover stuff. There's no ingredients just left in your fridge for weeks because you're using every ingredient they give you every single time. It is such a game changer. Go to HelloFresh.com/DLB16 and use the code DLB16 for 16 free meals across 7 boxes and 3 free gifts. That's code DLB16 for HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugatz Podcast.
Can I ask you guys something? Are you guys familiar with the banana bowl?
No.
I was doing radio last week, late night, and when I do radio, I turn on the ESPN app. I just say, what's on? And turn it on, and it says banana bowl, banana versus animals. And I'm like, okay, you got me.
Huh?
I click on it, and it's baseball, but it's baseball unlike I've ever seen before.
So this is the Savannah Bananas.
Yes.
I'm over them.
Really?
Too much.
Billy, let me tell you about
it's a
too
lot
much.
of publicity that they're getting right now.
It turned
They're
into
getting
like the
a lot of
Globetrotters.
publicity.
They are like the Globetrotters in that I don't know how many games they actually even play in Savannah, because when me and Chris went earlier this year, we did a spring training game for the Marlins, like we called the game whatever. And that they were setting up Savannah Banana like memorabilia because Savannah Bananas were in town to play a game against whoever it is.
Party animals. That's their main rivals.
Yeah, no, they do. They have like the generals or whatever, right? They have the team that they always beat up on.
The party animals, their uniform, I shit you not,
Has no sleeves, right?
it's sleeveless and it's like a tuxedo t-shirt.
Yeah.
It's a sleeveless tuxedo t-shirt.
But this
That's
stuff's not that creative.
Hold on.
They're doing like a TikTok dance before they pitch it. Like, it's not that fun.
The guys would show up and their fun fact was like, superpower I'd like to have, the ability to read women's minds. I was like, what are we doing here, right? And guys are dancing, and the one pitcher is wearing like overalls, like a 1920s clown, and he's like throwing the ball between his legs, and all of it is dumb. But there was one part of it I was like, you know what? This could work.
Not the fire bat.
No,
Because I see that and I'm like, what if that ball catches on fire? Then we're dealing with 3rd-degree burns.
The guy with the stilts is the one where I was like, what are we doing here? Like, there's literally got 14 feet tall on stilts. But no, the one thing
I love him in center field, like the center fielders on stilts.
The one thing I thought we could use this. There's a clock, like they count down.
Like a pitch clock?
No, like a game clock.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like you go through innings, but like, when the clock strikes 0, I don't care what inning it is.
The games last like an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, and I'm like, this is brilliant. This is the one thing that they're doing. I'm like, this could make baseball work.
Yeah, I heard the whole ESPN Daily episode about it, and like they're basically creating a different form of baseball. There are the Savannah Bananas that enter, I think, like an independent league or like a Cape Cod league or like something like that. And then there is a Savannah Bananas that like are trying to change the sport.
Oh, there's different bananas?
Yeah. There's 2 different sets of bananas.
But so here's the wildest thing about that game.
But here's the thing about that clock, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're up 1 run with 5 minutes left, you're just dragging ass.
No,
Like
but if there's a pitch clock,
So it's like
then-
soccer.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, but I mean, if there's a pitch clock, then you can't do that.
Yeah.
Billy, have you ever seen a ball go out of bounds with 5 minutes left in a soccer game?
yeah.
It is so annoying.
Let me tell you guys.
He walks over,
Back,
But
and then he walks back, and then he drops the ball.
then he waltzes away with my drugs. No, the fun thing about soccer in like the 90s, like there wasn't like multiple balls. Now it's like ball goes out of bounds. There's a kid with a ball like here. There used to be one ball. So like when they're trying to kill time, they would just boot that shit like into the sky, like just 17 rows in.
On like in terms of innovations, the best one was you used to be able to pass back to the goalkeeper,
oh,
and
my
you could
God.
pick it up with both hands.
They used to
So theoretically, the goalkeeper can roll the ball out. The defender can just give it back to the goalkeeper with both hands, and they could just kill 20 minutes that way.
Do you remember in semi-pro where he's posting
sound
up?
like fun.
No, it doesn't.
No, that's why they changed the rule.
They changed the rules, so you can't do that anymore.
So, what if you punted the ball like into the stands and someone decided, you know what, I'm going to stab this with a pen, and then there's no air in the ball.
Well,
that's the only ball.
Theoretically, the ref is like there's stoppage time, so he's accounting for all of this wasted time.
No, I'm saying
Which,
like
by the way,
there's
there's
only
never
one
enough.
ball.
No.
They popped the ball.
There's another ball in the stadium, right? It's just it wasn't readily available like it is now. But my favorite thing about that rule before they changed that rule, Witty, was it was the semi-pro. It was a throw it in the blender. Oh, no, I'm not ready yet. Like they just kept passing it back and forth. Oh man,
there was a study done that there is about half as much stoppage time given as there should be. That if we had like a clock that stopped, it would like take 10 minutes more each half.
It is the most stupid,
Arbitrary.
arbitrary, obstinate thing about that. Like, we can do this so much better. I mean, American sports, when it stops, we stop the clock.
Yeah.
And then start the clock, and stop the clock, and start the, like, we know our timing is on point. Then they're like, about 5 minutes.
Thereabouts, yeah.
Why wouldn't the ref have an ability to stop the clock? So it's like, if I feel like right now time's being wasted, stop.
Theoretically, that's what the guy, on the
he's doing
side
it
is
with
doing.
the fourth official.
Yeah.
Like they should be keeping track. But like the other day, Inter Miami played a game in which there was a minimum of 1 minute added, and the team scored like 40 seconds beyond the minute. Like the referee is just in complete control. This is probably the biggest area of match fixing. That if a referee was ever crooked, it would just be like, I'm just going to let the time go because there is
ever crooked, as if they're not.
Right. Well, I mean, I try and believe that referees have some integrity, but like. Like if there were ever crooked referees, then that was a perfect area of the game to exploit. It's something that is completely in the referee's control.
Speaking of crooked referees, tomorrow's basketball Illuminati. Don't want to miss this one.
Oh boy, what do we got?
We got the man who wrote the book on Tim Donaghy, right? They got the Netflix Untold Tim Donaghy story coming out, I believe this week, or it might already be out. So we got the guy who wrote the book. The book was called is it Gaming the Game, I believe.
I'll look it up for you, but go on.
And he, it's Gaming the Game. It's written by Sean Patrick Griffin, and Sean, he's a professor of law at the Citadel, right? So this dude is. He's in this shit.
Can't wait to watch them lose 66-7 on the first weekend of college football.
Citadel. But he talked to the FBI. He talked to the co-conspirators. He did this thoroughly exhaustive research about Tim Donaghy and the shit that he was full of shit on and the shit that was not quite reported or whatever. And so they approach him to be in this documentary. And he asked them, did you guys read the book? And they're like, no, not really. And as he's talking to them, he realizes this is just like, hey, well, Tim Donaghy said this, so we're just going to go with it. It's just the idea that they got Tim Donaghy to sit down, they were ready to carte blanche everything.
It's sort of like what happened with Manti Te'o. I know that some of that stuff was a little bit revelatory, but really the whole conceit was they got Manti Te'o. Right. He sat down. They're paying him. This is going to sort of be Manti Te'o's version of events.
Except, and that's fine if it's Manti Te'o, someone who we generally consider to be an honest person.
Well,
Tim Donaghy is like a pathological liar almost. So
really,
yeah, it's in the book. So Sean Patrick Griffin is our guest tomorrow. He sat down with us. He gave us great insight, things that you never knew about the Donaghy scandal. And by the way, things that won't be in this documentary because there's reason to believe that we shouldn't have a lot of confidence in the filmmaking.
The sports media really failed on that one, huh?
Because David Stern said it was just one rogue guy and we kept it moving.
How do you decide if you're SPG to go first name, middle name, last name?
I asked Ethan Sherwood Strauss the same thing.
Did you?
Yeah, I was like, why?
He dropped the Sherwood. He doesn't really do Ethan Sherwood anymore, right?
Yeah, I think we made him feel self-conscious about
why.
it.
But how did he decide to do that? Like, why?
Why?
Yeah.
I think there was another Ethan Strauss or something. Like, I think there's another Sean Griffin. And so you go Sean Patrick.
Yeah, but that's life. Everybody, like, you're not going to be the only person with that name. That happens.
Well, that's why you add the middle name to show that you.
But who's the other Ethan Strauss? Like, was he writing fake basketball stories
It was like someone who was writing for Salon.com or something like that. I don't know.
Why don't you go initial in that situation?
Right. Well,
Ethan S. Strauss?
That's
no, it would
even
be
worse.
E. Sherwood Strauss.
Oh,
no,
Yeah,
that is
yeah,
the
exactly.
absolute worst.
Yeah, that's exactly
Sherwood
what I was
is
gonna
so
say.
pretentious.
Oh, Anthony
Worst.
Bellamy. Yeah, that's
Such
what
a
you go with.
pretentious middle name. Sherwood. Like,
Roy, you should do that. Our Anthony Bellamy is a great name.
oh, that is.
I'll do it when I write a book.
Well, Billy's therapist name is G. Lewis Gill.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah?
that's tremendous. What would your pretentious first initial, middle name, last name be?
I don't have a middle name, so that
Really?
yeah.
Ooh.
Neither do I.
Oh, wow. This is a
I
great
always thought
opportunity.
you were Amin El Hassan.
So it'd be A. L. Hassan.
Guys, you know how yesterday we gave away Dan's spot?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Can we give you guys nicknames or middle names
Middle
today?
names. Sure. I don't know if I'm gonna
But
put
you
it on
have to legally change it.
Oh. That is a big commitment. It's also a lot of calories
too lazy.
burned. I lost my credit card while I was traveling, and so now, like, which by the way, a really cool innovation. If you have Apple Pay, the credit card changes straight away. So I report my credit card as lost. I get on a plane. 40 minutes later, I land. I have a new credit card on my phone, which is incredible. But like even that, it's like I'm thinking, oh god, now I got to go into my Google every time I have like my credit card as like an Apple, like an automatic thing. I got to remember. I got used to my 3-digit code. It was a soccer formation, so it's like I just knew it off the top of
433?
it. Right? No, it's 442. Now that
close
card's
enough.
gone, I can't use it anymore. But like I got so used to it, but I just am sort of imagining all the admin that I have to do with the change of credit card. Now, like I've been told that changing names is incredibly tedious.
Wait,
like,
but it happens all the time, right? 'Cause
right,
people
like
get married,
right, exactly. But I've been told, like my sister-in-law told me it was a pain in the ass to
You got to go to like the DMV and
Yeah.
do things. There's a lot of steps.
all of you, right? So to like for the sake of a podcast gag, I don't know if I would legally change my middle name.
You know what I would do, Witty? I would say yes, I'll do it, and then I'd never do it, which is what we do at this show.
Why?
I think I can have like an affectionate middle name, but I don't know if it's going to be a legal middle name.
An affectionate middle
Yeah,
name.
like, just like-
kisses. Christopher Kisses Whittingham.
No, it's like we're friends having a good time here, and like this is like kind of like my pet middle name.
Christopher Bobby Whittingham.
Do you ever think like I wish I had a middle name, either one of you, and like what it might be?
No.
So I always understood why, which is my name is already too long. It's 21 characters as it is. Yeah. And so to add a middle name in there, it's even more writing.
I would think that you would have a middle initial of J, Christopher J. Whittingham. So what's the J
maybe
name?
What if I just don't have a J name? What if it's just J?
No, it can't be J-A-Y.
No.
That's
What if it's
ridiculous.
just the letter J?
Oh no! What is this? Men in Black? No. You got to have a name.
I also don't have a middle name either.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I just go now and
Wait.
like all my documentation.
Wait,
after
is
Isn't
it
Ryan,
Ryan?
the middle name?
Nope.
That's just
hyphenated,
was that a
It's hyphenated. My
hold on.
first name is Michael Ryan.
Really?
Yeah, but
Why don't we
Really?
call
Yeah,
you
but
Michael Ryan?
because it gets too complicated.
No.
So now, like in everything that I've ever filled out since is just Michael middle name Ryan.
No.
But
I like.
technically Michael.
So
Dash
you're
Ryan.
like either
Bluth.
a
You're like a Bluth.
You're like a Premier League footballer or a young actor in the 90s.
No, he's a Bluth.
All have hyphenated
He's
names.
George Michael.
yeah,
Yeah,
Michael Ryan,
Michael Ryan.
empty middle name slot right there.
Ah,
for you
man,
guys.
I like that.
Michael
Michael
Ryan kisses Ruiz.
For Witty, the J, I want Christopher J. Anthony Whittingham. How about that?
XOXO.
Ja Anthony?
J apostrophe Anthony.
I like that.
It
I was
will-
going to say Josiah, but we can go with
J. Anthony Brown? Really?
This episode is brought to you by Sling TV. Are you ready for the football season to kick off? If you're like me, then you love watching live TV, although sometimes it feels like live TV doesn't love us back, right? Fortunately, you can get the TV you love for a price you'll love thanks to our friends at Sling. Forget about those high prices and their endless contracts. Sling is the most valuable option when it comes to finding your favorite channels for sports, news, and entertainment. They have the best live TV content all in one place. What is NFL Red Zone? What is NFL Red Zone? Like I need to tell you, NFL Red Zone brings the best of the game day action in the NFL. 7 hours of commercial-free football starts this fall. NFL Red Zone is ideal for fans who want to catch all the action, every touchdown, every Sunday. NFL Red Zone is also popular for fantasy football fans who want to watch all the scoring plays. And now you can get Sling and NFL Red Zone before football season begins. It's easy to set up, easy to use, and now you can try it for half off. Watch every touchdown live every Sunday afternoon with NFL Red Zone on Sling. For a limited time, get Sling Blue for half off your first month and add on NFL Red Zone for only $11.
Dan Le Batard.
Mustard mixes with mayonnaise better than ketchup does.
What? What?
Yes.
No. What you've just said is appalling. What you've just said is an offense to anyone who's ever eaten.
Stugats.
Ketchup. Oh, my God. I don't like it on anything, but...
What?
Ketchup?
Yeah.
You're un-American.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugats.
We're presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today and use code DAN for a special offer when you sign up. That's code DAN, only at DraftKings Sportsbook.
So Billy and I are the members of the production team that are most liaise with our sales force
Love a good
at
liaise.
DraftKings. It's the
What do we do?
It's the verb form of being a liaison.
Oh,
So we liaise
we're middlemen.
with the sales force over at DraftKings that take care of all of our sponsorship, and so we gave them a full array of things for the football season that they can sponsor should they desire.
You guys went NASCAR on them. You said stick a logo
Yep.
on any one of these things.
And they come to us all the time. We want more things to stick a logo on.
How about Cinephobe?
Does Cinephobe has Cinephobe had an advert? I think they've had a couple.
We do an ad for Quentin Tarantino's podcast. Which is
That's right. Yeah, you
Movie
guys,
Archives
had
or something
the
like
Quentin
that.
Tarantino ones.
Yeah, but I love how like in the middle of their ad they stole a Cinephobe line, like, "Oh, the movies you're afraid to admit you love." Like, wait, what? Like they just stole our copy.
I don't think that's how that one worked. No. I think we got sent a line and you read it. Yeah, you read it. Anyway, so this coming NFL season, we've got a couple of sponsors we're really excited about. Yeah. One,
Also, lots of things are still for sale if you
yes, if you
want. And
run
we're for sale if you want to just reach out to us independently, because I don't think there's any rules.
Chris, are you still?
What
for
are the
sale?
rules on like a random person just wanting to sponsor something? Like, what if my neighbor Carl? What if my neighbor named Carl was just like, I want to sponsor this segment? If he
absolutely
pays,
could.
If he
You
pays
remember
the
that?
right
Absolutely
price, it's
could.
like this segment is brought to you by Chris's neighbor Carl.
You remember the polls? Remember when we were at ESPN? There was a guy because like we had a sponsor of the polls and then they stopped. The sponsorship ended.
But I thought we made that part up about like some guy.
No.
I don't remember.
Wait, you're talking about like Chris from West Palm Beach or whatever wasn't a real person?
I don't remember
I think
that.
that's made up. I don't remember.
No,
Yeah.
God.
I don't think we took $10,000 from some
No,
person.
well they stopped us. ESPN stopped us. Like you can't have people just sponsoring stuff. It has to go through the proper channels.
Well, I mean, there's different rules back then.
Yeah, I know. Was that real? Are you guys for real?
I don't think that was real.
It was just made up.
You can ask Feldman. Feldman knows.
Oh, Feldman. I gotta talk to Feldman.
You don't have to talk to Feldman.
Talk to Feldman
You
again.
need
Me and
to
him
not-
need to catch up.
No,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
do
We
not
got a
need-
couple
I need
things
the
we gotta
money.
talk about, too.
I really need the money.
We need to stop talking directly to Feldman.
No.
What?
That's my boy.
Come on.
Yeah.
No, we have a process here. We have
No,
to
no,
follow
I
the
know,
process.
It's more of like a friendship
man,
call than like a business
Yeah.
call. You know, we
Yeah.
talk like
Well, that's how
friends.
Lewis got his child's middle name sponsored. So
Well, I
we
mean-
need to
Right.
stop with the calls to
So,
Feldman.
Chris, to answer your
okay,
question, if they're willing
keep doing
to pay for our going rate for podcasts, yes, your neighbor Carl can sponsor the podcast. Now,
What about his son, Carl Jr.?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I like where your head's at.
Oh, Hardy's over here.
Anyway,
Oh, go to the other one.
We got a mouse in
Go
the
to
house.
the other one.
Nice. Wait for it, everyone. Wait for it.
It's taking
Hold
too
on.
long. I'm sorry,
Where is it?
buddy.
It's there somewhere.
Oh, now you gotta turn the pot on. You gotta
There's
raise
a mouse
the
in
fader.
the house.
You gotta click the mouse.
I mean, you've heard there's a mouse in the house before.
Basketball?
Yes. Please explain to Billy what that means.
Billy, you don't know what?
Minute and a half.
I'm fine. It doesn't matter.
No, you need to know.
So, Billy, when you got someone being guarded by a considerably smaller person, or not necessarily, just if you want to shit talk the guy guarding you, you call mouse in the house, which means like, oh, I got a little
Short
one
shaming,
on me.
yeah.
Yeah, and throw me the ball, and I'm gonna put in work.
Man.
Barbecue chicken.
Can't be doing
Exactly.
that.
I dare you to say that tomorrow.
Barbecue chicken. I'm hungry.
What? Mouse in the house?
Yeah.
To who?
To whom? Who do you want me to say it
Your
to?
guest co-host.
Oh, are you daring me
Are
or
we
him?
playing basketball?
I don't think he's going to be playing basketball.
we get the little hoop outside.
Yeah. Anyway.
I want to know about Ron Magill before he plays.
Okay.
Like,
What do you
like
wanna
what's
know?
his prep? I've got him. I don't know. I've got him like I've got him showing up earlier than anyone because he's got to stretch for like 20 minutes.
Uncomfortable old man stretches.
Yeah,
Right.
they are uncomfortable. They for sure look uncomfortable. So
I've got him. I got him also doing some Dick Bavetta jogs.
Yes.
That's actually not far from what it is.
Does Rom have warm-ups that he wears and takes off?
No warm-ups. He comes in sandals.
Sandals?
Yeah, he comes in sandals.
What's
The
his
ball,
feet?
the hoop sneakers don't touch
Exactly.
the ground until it's time to hoop.
No, like thong sandals.
Flip-flops?
Yeah, like flip-flops.
If I wanted to secure a pair of tearaway pants, like the ones that like
East Bay.
really are the like do
Oh, man,
are those
East Bay is
available
still
to the
going, huh?
public?
Yeah,
Yeah, of course. I
Those
used to
are-
have a pair of And One ones. They were awesome.
So you would
Did
you could
you
carry them,
ever?
like straight up
Well,
rip them off.
no. Okay, no.
in rec basketball.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
was the only
Like it was like these are really cool, but like when you're younger and you're like elementary school and you
mischievous
have
friends.
them, yeah, your mischievous friends just rip your pants off all the time. Is what happens when you have
You
tearaway
gotta wear
pants
shorts
on.
underneath the tearaways.
Yeah,
No, you were, wait, hold on. You were just wearing these pants like recreationally as pants,
I was just hanging out, man. I just liked them.
and you had nothing like just underwear, and that's it.
Well, I would wear them out like with family members that I knew were not going to be ripping off my pants because I saw it happen to enough people that I was like, I know I can't trust my classmates with these on. I'll get bullied and be pantless walking around the streets in my underoos.
So, Chris, to answer your question, the game starts at 7 a.m. Right?
What?
Yeah.
That's old. That's
No.
old people pick up
Dude,
ball.
on a
No, it
Sunday,
is. It's an old head game.
pay me to go.
No, it's a Saturday, not a
Saturday.
Sunday.
Saturday, even
Saturday.
worse.
Saturday.
God,
Yeah, 7 a.m. the game starts, and
5:45.
no,
alarm
chill.
clock?
No, it's literally across the street from my house. It's like 6:45. I wake up, roll out of bed, brush my teeth, wash my face. I'm out there.
What about stretching?
Yeah, I stretch when I get there. I mean, I don't stretch
Good.
before.
You have to
So
stretch.
so Ron walks in. Let's say the games start at 7:15. Let's say just so people can trickle in. Ron will get there maybe like 7:02, 7:05. He comes in flip flops.
Fashionably late.
He's got his shoes. He's got a bag. He's got a couple different things, and then he starts getting ready. He'll take off the sandals. He'll put on his socks. He always wears NBA socks, like the old school NBA socks with the logo.
Dude,
I
I,
miss those.
love those
They
so much.
were so great.
I had to
Perfect
start giving them away, or not giving them away, tossing them because I wore them out. Like
Holes in the bottom?
holes in the
Yeah, me
bottom, and I just kept wearing them and kept
So-
wearing them. I'm like, I'm not going to give up on. Before they switched to stands,
Yeah.
there used to be an NBA store in not downtown Disney
Yeah.
called City Walk, like
Yeah,
by
Disney Springs.
Universal.
No, not it was
Universal.
the Universal
Yeah.
one.
Oh.
So like the one by Islands of Adventure and Universal.
You would always see how
Studios.
big people's hands were on
Yeah,
the ball.
you could put your hand on the ball. By the way, did you guys
Huge
see?
hands.
Did you guys see that? Like on social, there's like a thing like in the NFL, like Hall of Fame. It's like this is how big linemen's legs
are, yeah.
And you like go and you stand to compare yourself.
It's
to,
like a molding. I mean, that you walk into.
of the side of like their leg, and then like the average Joe is standing in it, and it like goes up to like their nipples.
Yes.
right. And you're like, holy shit! Like these people are huge.
How wide is it though?
It's huge.
Dude,
You
his
can get,
body
like, your
fits
entire
inside.
body inside of the person's leg. But also, like, here's the thing that everybody was thinking and no one's saying is like, they missed something. You know what I mean? Like when they were doing the cast of like the sides of the leg. Yeah, you got it, Chris. You nailed it.
The mold, the mold didn't fit long. It wasn't wide
Anyway,
enough.
so there used to be this NBA store.
Do it again. Measure it again.
There used to be.
Hold on.
Give me a second.
It's calling me. There used to be an NBA store like right outside of like Islands of Adventure, and I had like the annual pass because at the time it was like buy one ticket for like $100 or get this the entire year for $103. It's like I'll do that.
Yeah.
So then you're like looking for excuses to go up. You go up like every weekend because it's like a short drive-ish from down here, right? So every time I went, I got a different color pair of NBA socks. So I had like the full like spectrum. I had like navy, I had baby blue, I had yellow, orange, green, maroon, red, black. I had every color except white because I'm like, these are just gonna get dirty. I don't want white, right? The most comfortable socks. I'd walk around with everything I'd be wearing was these NBA socks, And then the store closed and they turned it into like this Willy Wonka's chocolate factory type of
It was
thing.
like
That place
the
is
M&M
fire.
factory.
That place is fire.
Is it? I've never gone. But once that died and then Stans took over, I was like, this is the end of an era. No more NBA socks.
Stans had the deal for like 3 years, and then Nike does it all.
Oh, really?
Nike does the socks too. But no, those were great socks. I still have a pair that I wear. You got to talk about holes. When I hoop, I double sock. So even the ones that have holes in them, like they still get run.
So he's got a whole duffel bag,
You
right?
does the hole go over? The hole is pair number 2 above the sock that's on your foot.
The inner sock has to be the one that's solid.
Intact.
Because otherwise, if you put the hole in there, then you're going to feel your toe go through it and touch the other sock. Yeah. That's a weird feeling.
Oh, so my NBA socks never got holes on the toes. My NBA socks
heel.
got holes on the heel.
Yeah, mine too.
But I think it's because I had rough floors and I was walking around in just socks and the floor was tearing up the
You
socks.
can't walk with them outside too, because that's where it really gets like.
Yeah.
It's tearing up my socks when I'm with you. There you go. What?
Oh, no buy-in.
Man, that hurt.
So Ron puts on his NBA socks.
But that whole like show up to the game in sandals to then put on your shoes.
No, that's how
the
you
boss
do it.
move.
If you're an athlete,
You're just
if you're just a
You never
common
wear
Joe.
your basketball shoes
Oh, stop
outside.
it.
Never wear them.
Never.
Never. I wear them to play ball in, and that's it.
I
Exactly.
don't believe you.
That's it. Well, I don't do anything anymore. So
I'm judging you, but I guess I do that with golf shoes.
Exactly. You wear your golf shoes to the
But
concrete.
golf
no.
shoes have the little thing on the bottom
but-
that you can mess up.
But my hoop shoes need grip.
yeah.
But you're playing recreational basketball.
but
You're not an
okay,
NBA player. It
that
doesn't
doesn't matter.
Wait, it's
Are
not-
you
it's
going?
not about
do you have set up like before your games like the little like
Sticky
sticky thing
pad?
that
No,
you
I
stand on?
I don't have that.
Do you do the thing where you wipe the stuff off your shoes?
You
it's
have
just a
to.
power move to like. It just
Guys, you
makes
have-
you
you
look
do-
like a
guys, you
basketball
don't
player.
understand.
You do the
have
LeBron
to.
chalk thing, don't
No, there's
you?
no chalk. There's no chalk, but you always have to wipe the bottom of your shoes, and that's why I also don't walk with them outside, because then they get dust
Do you
and dirt.
slap the floor on defense?
No, I don't play.
Do you think they're taking care of this court that well? Like the court is probably
They're
full of
not.
crap.
That's the point.
You don't play
That's the
defense?
point.
No, I don't play defense.
Oh,
As in, do you slap the court on
Like
defense?
man on man defense, and I'm slapping the floor like Duke? No, I don't do that.
No, but
Half the time we're playing zone.
Billy, that's the point. They don't take care of the floor, so that's why you can't risk having dusty ass shoes that you've been.
But you just look cool doing that thing where you're sliding like the bottom of your shoes. Like,
Have you ever
like,
seen somebody play
my point
recreational
is-
basketball and be slip sliding like they're
But
on
my
roller
point
skates?
is, I think you would do that even on a great court because it just looks cool. It's just like I'm a basketball player. Let me do the thing before I go.
I need to do it. What do you want me to do?
What round pick is Ron? If there's like 15 guys out there,
go. Blast.
Well, hold on. Let me finish with Ron's like
Paint a
get,
picture.
like
Who's
getting
better,
ready.
Bill Lawrence or Ron?
Bill Lawrence out here hooping.
Yeah,
with
Bill,
Tony.
Me and Bill played like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, I feel.
Who's better, Bill
I mean,
or Ron?
no, Bill's better. Bill's got more legs. Like as far as like
everyone has
Bill's
two.
nice.
Bill's nice. He's got great old man game. And finally, somebody can understand what I'm saying with that. Everybody else was saying, oh my God, that's horrible. I'm like, no, he's got a great old man game. He's got great pump fakes. He uses both sides of both sides of the hoop. Like, he's a really good player. I could tell 30 years ago he was a problem. Now he's 50 years old. He's got a rotator cuff, rotator cuff care.
Yo, is it wild when like whenever you hear like someone hoops and you're like, man, if he's playing, I could get out there and play. That's honestly, I'm like, Bill Lawrence out here playing, man. I could go out there and play.
Dude, Bill Lawrence could dunk you. He's a big dude.
I've got him with like a mean streak on the court.
Yeah,
like not
me
in a,
too.
like not fighting
Elbows.
people, but just like you want like
elbows.
you don't
He's
want to
a
go
tough-
after. Yeah,
He's a tough guy. He's
Yeah?
a tough guy to play with. Yeah. I'm telling you, he's like, I'm trying to think of what his equivalent, basketball player would be. But
yeah,
like,
all of this is just like very insulting to Ron McGill. Could you get to
that's
say
not
a complimentary
true, man.
thing about Ron?
So
You're
I'll
like,
say
does
complimentary
Ron
things
have a
about
good
Ron.
old man game? Because you've never given him that compliment.
he's never said that about Ron. You've never
No,
said he has
listen,
a tough
listen.
streak. You've never
The
said
problem
30 years
is-
ago he was a problem.
No, 30
None of
years
these
ago,
things.
Ron absolutely was a problem. He was
6'8",
30
right?
years ago, 30 years ago. So he gets ready. He was 30 years old 30 years ago is what I was trying to say.
Playing the 3.
So he puts on his NBA socks. Then he puts on double ankle braces.
Me too.
So
double ankle
one on
braces.
each ankle, not 2 on each ankle.
Right.
Okay.
One on each ankle. But usually you just need one for the bad ankle. He's got both just in
I like
case.
that.
Puts on some shoes. And then he starts the old man stretch. He kind of does like a lot of like,
Calisthenics.
He hits the step and he stretches the calf, That's that stretch. Yeah. Then he does a little Dick Pavetta jog back and forth.
Does he
and
do
then,
high knees or butt kicks?
No.
I've seen him do the kick, like the Russian kicks where you kick up to.
I don't know if
he's
you could say
talking. He's
that.
talking about like, yeah, it's called freedom kicks now.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah, freedom kicks.
Zach's in the. He's like, what?
Zach's in here? Where is Zach?
Zach's in the chat.
I just saw his face react. He's like, what?
Should we throw to this?
Yeah.
Zach Hopper, everybody.
We have a best of here. Enjoy our interview with Mario Cristobal. Also, I started the segment talking about sponsored football segments, and
big announcement.
Yeah,
We'll make that announcement
We'll
later.
do it,
Okay,
hour
all
one.
right.
Yeah, hour
We'll do it in
hour one.
It's,
All right,
it's
hour
called
one.
continuity, folks.
a tease.
Do you want to feel closer to your partner? With Trojan Bearskin Raw condoms, you can get a closer, more natural experience while still providing the Trojan protection you can trust. Trojan Bearskin Raw is America's thinnest latex condom, made from premium quality latex to help reduce the risk of pregnancy and STIs. You can still get that natural, more intimate experience you and your partner are looking for, all with the peace of mind backed by triple-tested Trojan quality. Trojan Bearskin Raw is available at major retailers nationwide. So buy a pack today to experience raw. Trojan Bearskin Raw, as raw as it gets.
Dan Le Batard.
The best nugget that Stan Van Gundy has regarding defense is
Stugats.
how the top defensive teams in the league defend now goes against conventional wisdom. Most teams seem to focus on stopping the three, but the top three defensive teams in the league, Milwaukee, Indiana, and Boston. Hey, listen, this is 2 weeks in a row of you guys messing with my Nuggets. Like, I'm starting to get pissed off here now. This is ridiculous. No respect whatsoever. None. Oh, my God, this is awful. All right, wait a minute. Respect the Nuggets, Mike.
Dan, not kidding.
I know. I am a dignified NBA fired coach who deserves, well, probably the respect that I'm getting, but nonetheless, I want to be treated with more respect.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugats.
We're supposed to have cafecito in here. It is late arriving. It is unacceptable. Thank you, Mario Cristobal, for being on with us. Welcome home. I have a million different questions. First of all, what is most Cuban about you? Give us all the ways that you are maximum Cuban.
There's no way that I'm not. That's the point. I'm the guy that, when I was living in Oregon, used to hang out at Mucho Gusto for an hour to be able to speak Spanish while I was away. So everything from café con leche y las tostadas por la mañana, que tenía 4 años, to you name it.
Right there. That's it.
So what was the breakfast since you were 4 years old, and was it made by Grandma?
It was made by both abuela and abuelo, and what happens is, as you know, when you dump a shot of cafecito in your café con leche and you're 4, you bounce off the walls and you don't take advantage of nap time at school. So the teacher thinks there's something wrong with you, and they send you over to detention all day. So I had to deal with that. I think all Cubans kid had to deal with that.
Is that the reason that you don't have time to dream? Because you are hopped up since 4 years old on some crack cocaine octane coffee?
Yeah, I tell you what. But yeah, as you know, being raised down here, being raised during that time, there's nothing like it, right? Hard to explain, really. Like truly a historical and epic time and era down here in Miami. So really grateful for that.
Outside of your family, outside of your friends, give me a handful of things that you missed most about Miami.
Well, I'm a water baby, so I mean, I think my dad and my brother fished off of every bridge from here to Key Biscayne to Miami Beach down to the Florida Keys. So we did that, and haven't been able to do that in a while. The food, the people, really the energy. I mean, landing in the airport at Miami International versus anywhere else, it's let's just say it's a far cry from that. Traffic did not miss, but I'm okay with that. I love the rolling thunderstorms that come in and then leave you in a hot sauna out there on the field. That's always good as a player and a coach. But, man, I just everything about it, man. I mean, there's nothing like it. People always talk about the weather. I mean, I play football in 20 below or 100 degrees. It don't matter. But overall, it's always about the people and the energy.
Coach, the tiny jersey they gave you for that opening press conference, where is it? What'd you do with it? I mean, regifted? Where is it?
Did you ask why is it so tiny?
I've decided to use it as a punishment for anyone that doesn't behave. They got to wear it.
I think the part that people don't know about you, Mario, is that
you say my name, bro?
Oh, wait a minute. We've got a fan here who's very excited.
I haven't seen him in years.
People, we have not seen People in years. People is here to say hello to Mario.
What's up, bros? Oh, yeah, Mario. Welcome home, bro.
¿Qué pasa, caballo?
Bro, that's my guy right here. You know what? I was a little bit worried about you. I'm not going to lie. A little bit worried about you. Because you know what I said? I said, how is it that this school is going to pay $800 million to este tipo that FIU votó? But as I suspected, Pete Garcia, and you can confirm this, es tremendo come mierda. I don't know what he was doing cuando te votó. Same thing with Blake James. Say it right now. Blake James come mierda for not hiring me 5 years ago. And the Pete Garcia's a come mierda also. Everybody knows it. Dilo.
The only thing I can say is that is, you talk about things I miss. That is one of my favorite words. I can't repeat it on air, but that is one of the best words ever created by this brand.
Is it one word? I thought come mierda was 2 words.
I think you put it all together.
Oh, here we go again with this journalist. Be careful around him, Mario. I'm telling you right now. Ten cuidado, because this people, I don't know if you know who he is. This is Pelgran over here who tried to cancel your university's football program probably when you were there. Snitch. Ten cuidado. Exactly. Coño is right. And we keep coming on here, giving him todo este respeto, but he's the guy that tried to end this university. Not even the program, the university, the one that he allegedly went to.
Good morning. Buenos dias.
Oye, Mario, listen, it's been a lot of softballs right now, so let me ask you serious questions, okay? Softballs, that's right, Daniel. Softballs. What's going on? Excuse me?
You're just throwing heat right now, people.
Relax, okay, Mike, relax. Mario, what's going on with the turnover chain? Are we done with that or what?
Oh, I'm not addressing any of that stuff till we actually start. The guys are back on the 16th, I believe, 17th, which we'll meet. And the entire program, like I spent the last 4.5 weeks just assessing everything top to bottom, from personnel to culture, you name it, so that when they come, we start fresh, and I'll get with the team on everything regarding policies, regarding culture, how we do things. So all that stuff will be addressed, and I'll get it out there as soon as possible.
So yes or no?
It's a good question.
It's a tough question.
You went right into coach speak from Coño. We thought we had softened you up with Coño.
Mira que people te gusta joder, coño.
That's right. No, I'm gonna hold you accountable, because that's what's been missing in this program for years. Because we had that other guy that came on here, and everybody's like, "Oh, this guy's a Cuban. This guy's an embarrassment," is what that guy was. Man, he did. And I was a little bit worried, because here's the thing, Mario, and you know this better than everybody. Cubans can do anything. They can turn trucks into boats that drive across the ocean. But this guy has people thinking that Cubans can't coach football. And it's an embarrassment. And now people are going to stick that to you. So I need to make sure that this is a totally different situation. And I'm not going to get into the coaching moves so far. But I'm a little bit worried about this Mirabal, because I don't know if I could say it now, but he's like, the last time that we had a coach that was like that was Manny Diaz. And then, I don't know about this other guy that you brought in for the weight training, but that guy, is he gordo, is he grande por gusto?
Are you kidding me? You got to settle down here, people. Tell us about the mustachioed strength coach.
Hey, well, this one's for people. Last time I checked, the Outland Trophy winner, that's the number 6 overall pick for the Detroit Lions, was groomed and coached by Alex Mirabal. So I'll leave it at that. Not to mention.
There you go. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. Mario Cristobal.
Okay, aquí it's going to be about los grandes, los animales up front. You got to be.
But good grande is not grande por gusto. Say it. We will not have grande por gusto. Promise me right now.
The strength coach, his name is Aaron Feld. I'm sure you saw him. He was with me at Alabama, then was over at Georgia. We went and kidnapped him right away to take him to Oregon. Porque tipo un caballo. He knows history. He understands the sport part of it. And the guy's a complete pro. And the energy that comes out of him is a carajo. The guy's unbelievable. So Those two guys are home runs. More are coming over the next couple of days throughout the course of next week, so we can hit the road running come once the contact period begins again on Thursday.
Are you satisfied, Pipo? Pipo, are you
look, Mario, between us, we'll talk, shh, okay? They don't test the coaches, right? Because ese tipo me parece un poquitico, you know what I mean? And su raso un poquitico, but that we don't need to worry about because they only check the players. So we don't need to worry about that coach, even though he's ese tipo está inflado, bro.
I mean, he is impressive. He is.
We got everything at the GNC on our side.
Yeah, but I know people at that GNC and I know people at the LA Fitness, so don't you know what I mean? Ya tú sabes.
Oh, man.
Oye, where do you get your croquetas from? This is very important. Are you an Isla Canarias guy? Or are you a La Carreta guy? A Versailles guy? Because I know someone at Isla Canaria and we can maybe work something out. Because this is what I was thinking. Especially if you get rid of the turnover chain. There's this big cafetera that's on wheels that they have on Bird Road. And I was thinking, we get that cafetera and we put it in one side of the end zone. And then we can celebrate with cafecitos after touchdowns. And then in the other side, I can call my boy John from Isla Canaria. And maybe we get a big inflatable croqueta that we put in the other end zone. And then that's how we have it. Croqueta, cafecito in both end zones. What do you think?
I think empanada over croquetica. That's my choice.
Oh, yes.
Whoa.
Yep.
Cógelo suave, bro.
He's going to throw a loaded meat potato at you. You better back off, people. He's not having any more of this.
No, on the side note, this is very different than any interview I've had.
Well, that's because we asked the tough question. Everyone else, pardon my French, is pussyfooting around you, and we're not doing that here today. We're asking you the hard questions, and we're going to hold you accountable. I also have a business proposition for you when it's appropriate, so Dan can let me know.
All right, give us a second. Let me just ask him a couple more questions here.
Good coaches at Miami, the real good ones at Miami, they were held accountable, and they were all tough asses. So,
well, we haven't had any of those in a long time.
Hey, I'm going to hold your ass accountable, too, all right?
I dare you.
Okay, just back off for a second,
Just for a
second.
Please.
There are a lot of Miami fans who would like to hear from the coach. Just back off for just a second.
They also want to hear from people.
Well, welcome.
Stop encouraging him, please.
I am not disputing that they also want to hear from people. It has been a long time. You along the path here, and Mario's handling this much better than the previous coach. Because Mario's maximum Cuban. But one of the things that people don't know, perhaps, about you, Mario, is that as menacing as you are and you were as a player, your brother would drag you around by the hair, right? Your brother, Luis es el animal de los animales.
Luis salvaje, and I think you're trying to bait like a cage match between me and him. I think that's what you're doing with that comment right there. But no, Luis been a judo, salvaje for a long, long time, and he certainly was a great player. But okay, look, Miami's Miami, and the energy and to be able to talk like this is what Miami is, right? Like we all come from really different upbringings and we've seen it all down here. So this is awesome. So I enjoy this. I'm all about it. And brother, we got a ton of work that we got to do to make it look like we want it to look like. And I'm talking about in every aspect. And that's okay. I mean, that's why, I've got the honor and the privilege to be back here. But it needs el apoyo. It needs todo el mundo. Okay, let's go. Because when you watch Miami from afar, the thing that stuck out to myself and a lot of our alum was like, coño, man, when things don't go well, it almost feels like it tears each other apart a little bit, and that's hard. That's hard. And
that's
then
what's up.
The wave of momentum. There's a lot of youths, and it's affecting recruits in a great way. I mean, the guys that we have committed and signed are top tier guys, man. And this roster needs to look like that. After a few years, it needs to look like one of the best, if not the best, in the entire country. So we got to keep rolling, man. Pa'lante, pa'lante.
Can you tell us what the greatest concern you had before taking the job about Miami that was allayed?
Well, I from afar, you could tell that from a recruiting standpoint, things weren't working out, right? They weren't you weren't hitting on some of the top tier guys on a consistent basis, right? So there were holes, or I would say there was a lack of depth and maybe some some areas on the roster that needed more development, more improvement. But the one that really concerns you when you go away to Alabama, no, imagínate, you go over there and the place looks like the Taj Mahal, right? You go to Oregon and the football building itself, the training room, the equipment room, right? You walk in there and it's the who's who of the Air Jordans, right? And it's all the bells and whistles, recovery system, strength and conditioning, support staff, the personnel in your personnel department, from your director of recruiting, director of scouting, director of on-campus relations. You name all, it's like an army that Coach Saban had put together, a flow chart that really just encompassed everything that you could ever imagine at the highest level. Player development people, sports psychology, the attack on mentality and the attack on complacency through sports psychology. And also the mental health specialists. All those things were resources along with facilities that were my biggest concern. That was it, because it has to look a certain way for it to turn into something that looks a certain way. Does that make sense?
And they promised you, whatever your fears were, they're gone.
They're gone. Miami's going to look like the best in the country, and as long as it takes to go.
The U is back. Mario, is the U back? Yes or no? Dan, ask him direct questions. Is the U back? Yes or no?
You just asked him.
Coño, that was hard to hear. What did you say?
Is the U back? Is the U back?
Yes or no?
Yes or no?
Yes.
Is the U back?
These are not yes or no questions. I
oh my God.
Go. There's no slogan. There's no bull. You know what? You got to work, man. There's been enough slogans. There's been enough caca out there for a long time about this. It's time to work. It's time to grind, and it looks a certain way. And the U has to go to work. There's no more, comiendo, we got
mierda, comiendo mierda.
Last thing I'll ask you before we give you a toast here, and people's got a gift for you that you can't quite see necessarily, but there is a gift involved. The most emotional moment you have had shared with anybody along this path, because I've got to imagine landing here, the flight, seeing your family, whatever the celebration was, whatever was happening in the yard, there were probably 1,000 of them, but the one you think of first is?
Oh no, it's Mom. I think you guys, it's known out there. Mom's sick, and I appreciate all the thoughts and prayers. People have been unbelievably supportive. Imagínate, la gente en el hospital también han sido increíble with our family situation. So, unfortunately, because of that and because of the pace, and the pace is manic. It really is manic, like 19 to 20 a day. It's like it hasn't settled in yet, but I think Mom and her, seeing the fact that I was wearing, a UM logo, seeing the U, I still call it UM, seeing the logo on my shirt, and that I was back home is the one that really struck hard.
Mario, it is a thrill to have you back. People, do you want to do this presentation here? You have something that you want to... Okay.
Enough, Dan. Thank you. I got this from here.
Yes.
Mario, listen to me. I know that you're about turning things around at this school, and Sebastian has been very nice for the years that he's been around. But I think that it may be time that we update it. And you didn't jump on Zoom, but I'm going to show you this mock-up I have of a potential new mascot. And here you go. And as you can see, for the people that see it, my boys, Renee and Raul designed this. And it is a gallo with a chain that says 305 and a hat. And I would be more than happy to pass this along to you. And just so you know, I have for you also, nuevo de paquete, a custom t-shirt of it that we can send your way, and we can have merchandising that we can sell and make un montón de papel. So let me know, I'll talk to Renee and Raul, and they can get back to you.
Are you willing to have a gallo as the mascot wearing a 305
You gotta
chain?
see it, bro. It's dope as hell. You can't see it right now because you're on the phone, but this thing is dope as hell. You're gonna like it. I'm telling you right now. What's your address? I'll send it to you.
Okay, we'll get that off air. Are you willing to consider the idea of replacing Sebastian the Ibis with un gallo?
Ya tú sabes.
Dale, bro, dale. I knew I liked this guy. I knew that this guy was different than the other one. I'm telling you right now, I knew it. And you were questioning it, Dan, and I knew that he was different.
I was not questioning it. A toast to the...
And we don't even need to get into what you said about his brother in the past.
What are you talking about? A toast? Are you crazy?
He's
I
unhinged.
would never say anything about Luis. Let's a toast to Mario Cristobal with our cafecitos. Gracias, senor. We know you have to get back to recruiting.
Pa arriba, pa abajo, pa centro, pa dentro.
Yeah.
Qué rico.
Para coger impulso. Go Canes.
See you later.
Okay, thank you, Coach.